Okay, in this video we're going to transition from a Oya Yubi Dori, which is the thumb application, into a sankyo, into a Shihonage variant. Okay, so the initial grab is going to be off of katate dori, but you're not going to allow the uke to grab your wrist. So you're going to draw him in, and at the same time you're going to remove the hand and you're going to capture the thumb. In order for him to grab, he needs to have his hand open. So as that grab happens, the thumb is going to be exposed in perfect position for you to just basically move your hand out of the way and grab with your other hand. You're going to apply the Oya Yubi Dori, but not to a point where you're going to drop him down to the ground, because you want to transition this over into sankyo and then take him out with the Shihonage variant. Okay, so so moving slow with this. So from katate dori, like I said, you don't want this to happen, because now you're going to be focusing on trying to get the thumb. Can you get the thumb off? Yeah, you can crush the thumb, but you have to think, and this is Aikido. Okay, this is our Aikido. This is an Aikikai. This is our form of Aikido. That punch is the threat. This was just the vehicle to get control of you so then he can punch you. So you need to stay away from that hand. So if you start panicking because you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get punched, you're going to get punched. So the idea is you don't want him to grab you. So you want to basically sucker him into the point where you get the thumb. So this particular technique, you might want to practice this a couple reps just to getting the timing aspect of this to be able to get the thumb. Notice how I'm off to the side of him. I'm not here doing this because that straight line right to my face. Where I'm here, if he starts to punch, I can just apply. All I got to do, remember, if you keep the principle of small circle on the joint, okay, pinky, ring, middle finger, thumb, you keep this application here and applying towards the bicep, you can turn this away and disrupt his balance and disrupt his ability to sucker punch you in the face. At that point, you're going to want to do this abruptly, roll this over, not roll over and let go, because then he captures your thumb. Okay? So when you're applying this, you want to be able to avoid him trying to grab onto your wrist. So as he tries to grab onto your wrist, you just need to apply this a little bit harder. If that happens, raise up underneath, get the elbow, keep the thumb applied. If this becomes a problem, keep this applied, get this to the point where you have two fingers. Thumb should be behind his thumb and wrist, and then from there you can apply this. You also don't want to grab all of this because you need to switch your hands. So this is traditional sankyo application of grabbing the tegatana part of his hand, tegatana meaning hand blade, to a point where you can grab fingers. Now, we don't like to incorporate the pinky finger in the sankyo because that's too much to grab, especially if you've got big hands like how I have. That's going to be hard for you to do this. But you're also, remember, you're crushing the fingers. You're crushing this as you're applying sankyo. So once you have this, you crush the fingers as you're applying sankyo. Okay? This is Shihonage variant. So you're not doing this. See, Bob's already setting up for the idea of punching me in the ribs, you know, solar plexus, face, whatever. So this application of sankyo, you grab on the top of his arm, and this rolls right into this section here. Rolls right over. So you have that Shihonage look, and you drop him straight down to the ground. Again, just like the other previous videos with Shihonage, you can step on his gi if it's there, and then cover and move. Okay? So katate dori, Oya Yubi Dori, sankyo application. Once you have this, remember, this is there. You have Yubi Dori at this point, but you're looking for the sankyo application. If you don't turn this up right away, he capitalizes on that and crushes this and takes your center. So you have to make sure that once you go from here, this is not slow paced, it's quick. Into the sankyo, immediately cover with the sankyo, apply, grab over the top, throw, step on the gi, cover, and move. Okay? One more time. So from here, Yubi Dori, sankyo, apply, throw. Relatively quickly. And you can see how Bob's reaction is fast, because when it's applied appropriately and correctly, it's discomfort through the whole video. A little bit slower. So from here, switch, Yubi Dori, sankyo application, up and over, nice and tight. You can even take them down nice and easy if you like your uke. If you don't like your uke, then feel free to slam on the ground. It's fairly up to you. Okay. This is a good technique to do with somebody that's kind of being that, excuse me for saying, seminar asshole. We've all been there, where we've gone to seminars and you're training with somebody that thinks they're a hot rod and won't let you apply any technique whatsoever, so they like to resist. Well, this is a really good technique when you're working off of katate dori techniques and you're getting that guy that's being that, you know, hey, screw you, I'm not going to do this, I don't want to take you kemi, I'm above your pay grade, you're going to fall for me, but I'm not going to fall for you. This is one application that's a surefire win for you, applying this technique to that type of uke. Okay? I've experienced that a lot, Bob's experienced that a lot. Unfortunately, it goes with the territory, especially when you're going to seminars, you're meeting a bunch of other people that have never trained in this, or not, that you've never trained with, that, you know, that are good, but they want to make sure that, you know, you're applying it to them. They're not going to move unless you apply. So this is one of those surefire techniques that will pretty much move anybody, especially by grabbing the thumb. One more time. So he comes in, captures the thumb right away, down he goes, into the sankyo application. Doesn't need to be here. You want this out, okay? Because you want to be able to gain access to this. Right away, from here, capture, roll this over. See how I'm doing this? Rolling this right into his face, over his shoulder. Then you can grab onto his wrist if you need to, okay? Especially if they're strong and they start resisting, you can grab onto that as extra help to take them down to the ground. If you're quick with this application, you can actually drop them and go right into this, and then throw them straight down to the ground, cover, and then move. So, it's pretty much about it for this video. So that was katate dori into Oya Yubi Dori, grabbing the thumb, into sankyo, into the Shihonage variant. So that's it. We'll see you on the next video. Hai, arigatou.